bendición, luz y progreso, love, light, prosperity to each and every one of you. Welcome in, everyone. What's up, Rosa? Bendición. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. Let me know if the sound is okay. Awesome. How we doing, you guys? You're here. How was your day? Hi, Melanie. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. You're working third shift? Nice. Me too. I work at night because a lot of y'all can't sleep at night. It's super exhausted. I feel like my feet are like that. I did a lot of walking today, and I don't think I had the best shoes. You need a reading? Well, if you're lucky enough, if we have enough energy, I may open up for card pulls. You may may get a free reading if I feel drawn to you, or you can go ahead and send a $15 minimum donation. All right, my link tree's in the bio. But in the meantime, I definitely want to welcome everybody in. If this is your first time here, drop a rose down below. And if you've been here before, you already know what flower to drop. All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? My name is Madam Divine. I am an intuitive psychic medium. I'm also a Reiki practitioner. I am also a jewelry maker. So if you're in the market for waist beads or any type of jewelry, I'm the plug for what you want. I am also a dope ass poet. So if you guys are on that type of frequency, you like my vibe, you like my energy, make sure you guys follow, okay? Beware of scammers. I will never contact you. That is not me in your DMs. I will never contact you. I'm a firm believer as a healer that you, right? You, my people, come to me, right? Whether it's through energy, right? Whether it's through the FYP, whether it's a share, right? A friend sent you, they said, hey, I know this dope ass girl. Like, I think you would really like her, resonate with her. So, whatever the case may be, right? I feel like God always aligns you with your soul tribe. All right. I am currently live streaming on 4 platforms. We are live on YouTube. So make sure you guys subscribe to the tribe. It's free, okay? And you guys can always run back collective energies. We haven't done collectives here in the last couple of weeks. We will get back to it. But I feel like Spirit has been calling me to read people. So that's what we're going to be doing. Good morning from the Netherlands. I love that. Welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. We are also on Instagram, all right, and we're on YouTube and Facebook, and I'm missing one, TikTok, of course, TikTok. You need jewelry? Well, definitely tap in with me on Instagram, okay? All of my information is posted down below. Hello from Cali. Hello, hello. Yes, make sure you guys say hello to your neighbor. It is currently 1:34 in the morning on the East Coast. Hello from Hawaii. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to tap in momentarily, you guys. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys tap in and say hello. Go ahead and share the live. All right. We're going to start card pulls, but the energy needs to be there, okay? I'm big on reciprocity, so I will not be expending my energy if you guys aren't here with me, okay? So go ahead and share the live. Let's get at least a minimum of 20 shares. Let's get the likes up. Make sure you are following. All right. When I do card pulls, I always start in the beginning of my live. I bless about 3 to 4 people, depending on what spirit says. If I feel drawn to your energy and I call you, then you will be blessed with a message, and it is spirit led. I do not do free yes or no's. All right. I'm big on just being the messenger. God gave me my gifts and I use them as God entails. Okay. I am a light worker, a root worker. So if you guys are needing any sort of healing, or things of that nature, if you're on your healing journey, whatever the case may be, all right, you are in the right place. I can certainly guarantee. All right. So go ahead. Let's get them shares up. There's 32 people on TikTok right now. Beware of scammers. All right. I bet if it, I know it sometimes it's a bunch of like fake pages that are on here. So if it's real, I'm gonna ask you to tap in. All right. If it's real, I'm gonna ask you to tap in. By tapping in, I know it's real. All right. So if you're new here, drop a rose. And if you've been here before, you already know what flower to drop. We're gonna open up in prayer so I can make sure that we cleanse the space and I align with the right energy. Because at the end of the day, I don't play about spirit and spirit don't play about me. All right. So I'm gonna always make sure that I protect my space and I also protect my viewers. All right. So tap in, tap in, tap in if it's real, y'all. Make sure you are following. We're going to go ahead and do a couple rounds of card pulls. All right. But you got to be following. You got to be interacting with this live. All right. By sharing. I don't see any shares. There's 53 people here. All right. Tap in if it's real. 20 shares. We're going to go ahead and start. Let me go ahead and commence my call to prayer. And then we'll go ahead and say hello to everybody. Okay. I see you, Melanie. I see you, Namira. Rosa, I see you guys on YouTube. Hey, make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't done so yet. All right. Let's go ahead and start with the call to prayer. All right. If you're new, again, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a safe space. One thing about me, I do not sugarcoat. All right. I don't sugarcoat. I'm going to be that one spiritual friend that you need that's going to tell you what you really need to know. All right. If you're ready to hear that, then you tap in. Tap in if you dare. All right. Um, big Sag energy here. Big Sag. All right. My big three is Sag, Libra, and Pisces. So I have a mixture of a whole bunch of things. I'm a life path number 9. So I've been here for a very, very long time. I'm an old soul. All right. I speak from the soul. I heal with my words. So if you hear tribe, tap in. All right. Tap in if it's real. All right. I see more and more people tapping in. I feel like tonight is going to be a really, really, really good night. I don't know. Some's telling me. Some's telling me, right? I feel like there's been a lot of blockages. Who been facing blockages? Who been facing blockages? If you've been facing blockages, put a yellow heart. All right. If you've been facing blockages in the current energy, I want to see you. All right. Let's take a tally real quick. Look at that. 76 people. Listen, y'all. I'm big on quality of people. I don't care how many people we have. I could be preaching to 2 people or I could be preaching to thousands. It don't matter. I was made for the masses. So I see that there's been a lot of people that have been going through blockages because I see a lot of yellow hearts. I see a lot of yellow hearts. So my question to you, collective, is we can go ahead and do card pulls and I can bless, right? But at the end of the day, a lot of you guys, especially when it comes to intuitive readers as myself, right? We like to give to our collective, but we also want to feel that our collective is going to give back to us, right? So, with all these yellow hearts, would you guys like a collective energy? Let me know. If you would like a collective energy read, that is basically a general message. All right. It is a general message. I feel like there is a lot of people who are going through a lot of blockages, and maybe there just needs to be a little bit of clarity, right? So if we go ahead and do that, I need you guys to show some support. All right. I only pour in as much as y'all pour into me, because one thing about pouring into a cup is we always pour into somebody else's cup and nobody is there to replenish ours, right? We don't do that here. I've learned my lesson. I know my worth, beloveds. And I'm going to teach y'all, if anything, I'm going to teach y'all to stand on your worth, stand on your values all the way. It don't matter who it is, family, friend, foe. It don't matter, right? Sometimes you got to go through the trenches and you got to die and come again, right? Like Scorpio. Scorpio energy, die. You die and then you come back into life, right? It's like that rising phoenix. How many times have you guys experienced the rising phoenix in your own life? And if you're not familiar with the rising phoenix, it's okay, right? Not everybody is on the same journey. But if you have experienced a point, a pivotal point in your life where you have reached and you have become the rising phoenix, I want you to put a white heart, all right? I want you to put a white heart. If you have died and come again, right? And you have become the rising phoenix, I want to see those white hearts. All right, tap in, collective, because I really feel like this collective energy is going to really be very impactful. And if anything, you don't even have to book, right? I'm not asking anybody to book, but I really do hope that my words can be impactful, right? Because one thing about me, I don't want to be famous. I want to be effective. Okay? And if what my gifts and what I do here and what I tap into is going to help the collective in a mass, I'm going to do it. All right? Because at the end of the day, I'm staying true to my purpose and my words. So, if you have become that rising phoenix where you have literally gone through the trenches and you just felt like you just weren't going to make it out another day. You didn't even know what to expect, right? You didn't know how you were going to feed your kids, right? You didn't know how you was going to get food for your dog. Your car went out. You know, it's always those subtle inconveniences, right? That we never anticipate, we never expect, right? But at the end of the day, you still holding on, you still here. You still flourishing. Your fire is still going, right? That is the rising phoenix. That is the energy that I'm speaking of. So, if that resonated with you, then please stick around, my dear, because I can certainly guarantee that this collective that I'm about to do is about to spit some spiritual medicine into your soul that you've been desperately needing. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We have yet to receive the 20 shares. So again, I ain't gonna move until y'all move. All right. I'm a firm believer, as a tribe, we move mountains. I can't move the motherfucking mountain myself, right? I've done that so much where I've carried so much on my back. And that's where I come to y'all, my soul tribe, right? We work together. It takes a village, don't it? It take a village, don't it? It sure do, especially in this economy. Especially in this economy. So let's tap in, collective. If y'all ready for your collective energy, all right, doesn't matter what placements you have, all right, what zodiac, this is all zodiac signs, all right, in the current energy. We're going to tap in and see about these blockages. Why are these blockages occurring? What's the purpose? Are things going to get better? What do we need to know? All right, that's what I'm going to pull. Now, if the energy resonates with you and you would like to tap into your own story, you're more than welcome to join the list after the collective. All right, that is a $15 minimum donation. If you send more, you get more energy, but $15 is the minimum. All right, the donations don't all go to me. They supply the materials for my altars, and for the materials that I utilize to bring to you guys: candles, incense, you name it. All right. I'm very upfront about what I do. I know my worth, and that's just what it is. If you ain't got it, you can support, but just being here, tapping and sharing, and providing great energy. All right. So let me go ahead and do that call to prayer. And remember, we are also on YouTube. So if you need to leave, you can always come back and run it back on YouTube. I always put the timestamps. I haven't been doing it lately. I apologize. I am human, but we are getting there, okay? So we're going to do the call to prayer. Call to prayer. And then we're going to tap into collective energy. All right. Start dropping those sunflower emojis in the chat. And if you have yet to do so, make sure you are following. Padre nuestro que está en los cielos, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga tu reino, hágase tu voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Perdona nuestra ofensa como también nosotros perdonamos a los que nos ofenden. No nos deje caer en la tentación, libéranos del mal. Amén. Ave María, Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia, Señor es contigo, bendita tú eres entre todas las mujeres y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre Jesús. Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora en la hora de nuestra muerte. Amén. Gloria al Padre, al Hijo, al Espíritu Santo, como era en el principio, ahora y siempre, por los siglos de los siglos. Amén, amén, amén. God, above all, I give you thanks for this time, space, and energy that you're aligning me with the collective. I ask that you please remove my energy as I now tap in for general collective message for the collective. I call upon my highest self, higher power, the angels of divine white light that are here for the highest good of all and the vibrations of the collective as a whole. I call upon the ascended masters as we draw on the Akashic records for divine truth and wisdom. At this time, I call upon Archangel Michael for your divine protection, divine order. I ask that you please block out any and all negativity, anybody trying to cause any harm or destruction, disturbance. At this time, we rebuke that energy and we return it back to its original source. Anybody trying to cause any sort of disturbance, we rebuke that energy. I ask that the angels of divine white light, my highest self, align at this time as I now become the vessel to channel the messages from the ethers. At this time, I call upon my santos, my eguns, my muertos, la gitana que me acompaña, los indios que me rodean, my son 3, my grandmother Emilia, my best friend Sierra, as we now tap into the collective energy. I ask that you align me with who needs a message, as my messages are timeless. We give all thanks and gratitude, Spirit. Thank you. Amen. 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 We bless this space. If you're here, know that you are here with reason and with purpose. Okay. I always open up with prayer. At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, whatever it is that you practice or believe, I'm not here to force anything onto anyone. I am only here as a messenger. So if the words resonate with you, please apply them where you need to. And if it don't, please release it. Okay. Do not force the story. All right. Let's tap into collective energy. We're going to start at 1830. If you're here, welcome. We're going to start collective energy. If you've been encountering a lot of blockages, this one is for you. All right. Let's see those sunflowers, collective spirit. What is the current energy? What are the blockages? Why are the blockages happening? What is going on for my collective spirit? All zodiac sign spirit, please align me with the messages. Ashe, 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 motive. All right, beautiful people, let's tap into collective energy and see what this is about. What is this blockage about? Why are these blockages happening, spirit? Ooh, the moon. Something big. All right. Ooh. Something big. Pisces energy here. We also have the 9 of Swords in reverse. Why are these blockages happening, Spirit? Why are these blockages happening? And the 10 of Swords. Listen, a lot of these blockages are really causing you to really be stuck in your mental. I'm just going to say it how I call it, like I see it. Sword energy is about the mind. Okay. So these blockages are really causing you to, um, what I'm picking up is like your nervous system, right? Your nervous system, where you feel overwhelmed with the energy of all these blockages happening. Your nervous system is taking kind of like a fall or a hit. All right. Some of you guys may suffer from anxiety severely. It's probably been really kicking into high drive here lately. Some of you guys could also um start seeing things as well, because the moon is associated with your intuition, but it also talks about things like not really appearing to what they really are. Maybe like a hidden, maybe something being hidden here in regards to these blockages that are occurring. um Spirit, give me some more energy. Why is the sword? Why is the Ten of Swords here? A lot of you guys are tired, all right? Y'all tired. It seems like you've worked hard, you've worked effortlessly, you've worked diligently. For a lot of you, it's like you fought tooth and nail to achieve and obtain your what it is that you have. Okay? No one gave you what it is that you have. You've worked very hard. It was never handed to you. And it seems like no matter how you look at the situation, you're always going to have people that are going to have their opinions. And I feel like what I'm hearing is like words, right? People's words can really dig a hole for you. And I feel like you've allowed a lot of these people to use their words to get you off track, off balance, and kind of make it seem like maybe they're right, you know? Like it's like this sudden doubt that creeps in, right? Um and it's just like out of nowhere. It's not like this is something that it's just like at random, you know. Spirit, can I get some more energy on the moon card? Please reveal to me the moon card. Why is the moon card with these blockages here? Why is the moon card here, Spirit? These blockages are not only causing you to really become very defensive, okay, but I'm picking up the energy that a lot of you are, you know, it just seems like a lot of opportunities are being missed right now. Certain things are they're just not aligning with you, collective. I don't know how else to say it, right? I feel like these blockages are happening because there's certain things that are not falling in alignment with you. You're tired, you're restless, you're overwhelmed, okay? It's again, like I get like this energy of like I'm motherfucking tired. Like I'm motherfucking tired. Like damn, like this just happened and something else is popping off. Like I don't feel like I have the capacity to deal with all this shit is what I'm hearing. With the Queen of Wands, a lot of you guys have a lot of desires. All right? A lot of you have desires. A lot of you want to, propel forward. But there's some signs that you guys are missing here. You're not paying attention, and you're also not taking action. Again, a lot of you are stuck in your mind. Your mind is not allowing you to propel forward, collective. Why are you torturing yourself? Ten of Swords, Spirit. Please clarify the Ten of Swords for the collective that I'm picking up on right now, Spirit. What is this energy? The Ten of Swords. Yeah, it's time to close out cycles. All right, especially when it comes to pain pain that has been caused to you, deception, betrayal, grief, all of these things. It's time for you to close out these cycles, okay? Find whatever closure you need to. And sometimes you're not going to get the closure you want. I'm going to be honest. Sometimes you're not going to get the closure you want. But you got to stop acting like everything is okay when you know good and damn well that you're not. And the only thing that's going to help you actually be fine with who you are is by you propelling forward. Some of you guys may be moving. All right. There may be a move here. And that's why these delays are happening, because there's a need for you to kind of like reevaluate your plan. Okay. And stop playing small. Stop playing small. All right. Why is the Eight of Pentacles here, Spirit? Listen, whatever it is that you've been doing, all right, you need to stop, because it's not helping you. And like I feel like that's kind of like a hard concept for people to like understand sometimes, because we typically continue to like do certain things out of repetition, but you can't expect a different result when you're doing the same thing over and over again. And I feel like time and time again, this energy keeps resurfacing because there's a need for you to kind of step out of this step out of this, because this seems like, endless cycles. All right, this seems like endless cycles is what I'm hearing. For a lot of you, what didn't work out, it didn't work out. There's no need for you to continue to harbor on that. But there is a need for you to really establish balance, recalibrate, because I keep hearing recalibrate, recalibrate, recalibrate. There's a need for you to calibrate your energy, okay? Because it seems like it's a bit off right now. And it has everything to do with you overexerting your energy with the Eight of Pentacles. It's like a very persistent energy. It's like you just don't know when to stop. I feel like there is a need for you to, take this moment and be still. There's nothing wrong with you being still. Sometimes clarity and answers come in you just being in silence. There's not much that you need to do. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Let me know, chat. Let me know. A lot of you guys are really focusing on foundation. All right, building, again, maybe a new home life. Family is something that's very, very important to you, okay? But it just seems like where you're at, you're not able to really make any changes. So what is to be expected, collective? What you can expect is to move in an energy where you're more disciplined, okay? And there's a need for you to kind of get out of this habit of feeling stuck. All right, feeling stuck. There's a need to like change the way you move things, or how you move on things, is what I'm hearing. Final card, Spirit. A lot of you guys have a lot of options, and it could be very overwhelming at times, but there are going to be some choices, okay? And one thing is for certain, it's always good to have options, okay? You don't always have to stay with what it is that you're dealing with. Don't settle. All right, please do not settle. Let's get a life lesson. All right, let's get a life lesson, collective. And then I'm going to be opening up my list, all right? Spirit, give me a life lesson. It says, one of the hardest things you will ever have to do is to grieve the loss of a person who is still is alive. That is so true. That is so true. That happens in so many cases, right? Like you didn't want to say goodbye, but you had to. And sometimes you gotta love yourself more than what this is, right? That's where you gotta choose yourself. It says taking blame for things that weren't your fault. This is associated with shame. So some of you guys may deal with that, right? Um, where if things kind of go left, you tend to blame yourself. Like, oh, well, was it because I did this, or was it? It's like you don't know how to not make it your business. Last one. Anything that brings regret is teaching you responsibilities. Anything that brings regret, excuse me, is teaching you responsibilities. So, those are your life lessons, collective. I pray that you received your message. I release your energy. I call back all my power. Ashe to the ancestors in advance. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Mote it be. I release the collective energy back to its original sender. Thank you so much, collective. List is now open. If this resonated with you and you would like to get more insight or clarity on a personal, you're more than welcome to tap in. $15 is the minimum donation. Apple Pay, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, and I also accept through Chime. If you would like a reading, tap in down below, drop a sunflower emoji. If not, I will be letting you guys go. And I will be live tomorrow. I'm not sure what time yet, but definitely I will definitely be on tomorrow. Thank you for the rose. Did anybody want a reading? List is open, 15 minimum. If not, I will go ahead and let y'all go. All right, I don't see anybody, so I'm going to go ahead and go. You guys are more than welcome to book me private as well on Instagram, okay? No, I don't have Cash App. My Cash App got closed. I have Apple Pay, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, and I accept through Chime. If you have any of those, I can definitely go ahead and get you in. But okay, no problem. All right, you guys, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys on the next stream.